Hey, what's going on, everybody? This stream is going to be unlisted. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my StreamSki and pick up the link. Stream options. Maybe I do it here. Just hang with me. Stream URL. Is that it? Server. No, that's my server. My stream URL. Just hang on a second here. I'm going to jump right. I'm going to talk about Antifa today with just some thoughts because I can't go to the stream today, and I got a wedding to go to and so on and so forth, so I can't even participate in any of it. I wanted to be at this Antifa rally really, really bad today just because it's going to be crazy. But I want to point out actually how crazy the mainstream media, which is not a big, this is not a big surprise to anybody, but how the mainstream media is seriously spinning this whole shiznit, right? How they are handling it, how they're talking about it, so on and so forth, and how they're lying about it. And I also want to talk about more directly about how our local government here in Portland is handling it and taking care of it. So I'm having this unlisted, and I'm trying to find the stream right now URL so I can just share it with some people that may want to come in here and watch it. So I'll probably cut a lot of this stuff out later, right? There it is. Get shareable link. Okay. Now I'm going to go over here and I'm going to say, hey people, hey peeps, come hang out. All right. Okay. Okay. So I'm just going to do that there and ask some people to just kind of come hang out. So here we go. 2 minutes in. I apologize. I'll put that in the thing that the stream starts in at the 2-minute mark. Where can I do that? Oh, yeah, basic information. Okay. Info. We'll say info starts at 3 minutes. Stream starts at 3 minutes. Okay. All right. I don't know if that went in there. And okay, here we go. Stream starts at 3 minutes. So the first 3 minutes were just fluff. So here's my thoughts on this. Number one, Antifa is a completely and totally a fascist organization, right? They are the fascists. They absolutely, if you don't agree with what they say, they hit you, they spray you with piss, they throw shit on you, they will hit you with bike locks, punch you in the face, throw concrete in your face if you don't agree 100% with what they think and feel and believe, which is crazy, 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 truly far left, communist, hate America rhetoric. That is who they are. That is what they do. Antifa is, and I get very passionate about this issue because I cannot stand, I loathe Antifa's ideology, mindset, and what they stand for and what they do. I loathe them. So, the Patriot, Prayer, the Proud Boys, the 3%ers, all of these people that are labeled in all of the media as white supremacists, white nationalists, fascist, hateful people who simply believe in the Constitution and the Bill of Rights and freedom of speech and freedom of expression and the right to bear arms, right? The Second Amendment given right to bear arms. These are some of the things they focus on. And because they are conservative, right? Because they have conservative values, most of these people, if you are considered far right. Because here's the thing, if you're not all the way in with them, if you're even an inch to the right of their far crazy leftists, you're far right. There's no moderate. You can't be a moderate with Antifa. You can't be a moderate. You can't be a Tim Pool of the world, right? Because you're considered a far right. And you sure as hell Can't be a little bit right-leaning, still kind of a centrist in the middle, still common sense wielding person, but be kind of in the middle, right? You can't do that because then you are absolutely a far-right KKK member, just crazy. You are a KKK supporting white nationalist, white supremacist, racist. Like they're calling, everyone's calling Trump right now, right? So if you support, and that's by design, if you support Trump, you are a white nationalist racist. You're a white nationalist racist if you support Trump. Well, Antifa's coming to Portland. Antifa's coming to town. Kind of like Santa Claus, but not. Kind of like not Santa Claus. Sort of like the opposite of that. But I wanted to pull open something here and read it. So it's funny. I just Googled this. Let's just read the headlines when you Google this whole thing. And look at how this is spun. The Guardian. This is how the Guardian. Portland prepares for city's largest far-right rally of the Trump era. What about the far left, Guardian? What about the far left, right? What about the people? Because here's the thing that the media won't tell you. I've been hearing Ted Wheeler talk about how we will not tolerate, hateful rhetoric and extremism, and people here that are not nice people will not tolerate it. He's pointing all his rhetoric at the people who are saying we're done with this. We're done with this bullshit. We're done with it. And I'm deciding whether I should actually just do this whole thing live. Just go through it live. Spout my stuff. Maybe I need to do that. I don't know. Let me look here. Do I have anybody even watching this one? I don't. I think I'm just going to redo this thing and do it live. Because I'm just going to jump right in. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Yes, I'm going to end this. Okay, wait a minute here. This is not what I meant to do. Okay. All right. So anybody who just joined this right now, it says stream is continuing now. Is it public? That's not what I meant to do. I think I'm public now too. I'm gonna have to just go back and edit this when it's up. I'll just cut the first portion out. Okay. Anyways, I was gonna do the stream unlisted because I was gonna mess around with it, and then I'm just like, I don't got time because I gotta do stuff today, but I want to get some thoughts out on this. So we're just gonna go live. We're just going live. I'm a little amped up right now. I've had a little bit of coffee. I'm not gonna lie. I know it's early, and these thoughts, big shocker for you, not thought out. You're gonna get the raw Steve right now. You're gonna get amped up in the morning. Got a lot of sleep. Got coffee running through his veins, and I'm fired the F up. I'm fired the F up with this rally that is happening today and the news coverage of it. It straight pissed me off. It's straight very frustrating to me. Very, very frustrating. The coverage that this thing is getting. I should have made notes. Didn't make notes. Didn't. So I'm just going to go. Where do we start? Do we start with Ted Wheeler? Excuse me. Do we start with Ted Wheeler and what he said? Maybe we do that. Maybe we start with what Ted Wheeler said here. And I'm going to Google it because, like I said, I didn't come in prepared for this. Like normal, I just want to spout off a little bit of my frustration right now. So with the coverage of this, Ted Wheeler, we'll just Google it. Statement maybe, I guess. Statement. Rally. I'll just put statement rally. That should cover everything. Here, what did Portland Act 2 days ago is using fear to silence. Portland activists say, no, I'm not going to read anything from the Mercury because the Mercury is just Portland mayor warns against instigators. We'll read that. Oregon Live. They're also. Portland activists say mayor is using fear to silence opposition. That comes from the Portland Mercury, which you can't get. That's like a mouthpiece for like Antifa, far left activists. Portland Mercury and all those, they are just like the most debased magazines. Like, and they pretend like they have these really good, journalists. Oh my God. They just, if you want to get some really, really, really good leftist propaganda, then that's a good magazine to read. Anyways, let's go over to this article here. I'm going to fly today, guys, because I got stuff I got to do. Can't go to this rally, which I'm really bummed about because, man, it's going to be a doozy. I think it's going to be a doozy. Portland, Maine, we're going to get through everything. We're going to get everything how the media spins it first, right? How the media spins about this far right, the far right nationalists, white supremacists, the racists. These racists are coming to, yeah, exactly. Give Portland to China. Yeah, exactly. Damn right. Nice to see you here, Bass. So anyways, we're going to cover first how the left, what the left has to say about this far right rally, right? And then what we're going to do is we're going to go and we're going to actually read what, we're going to listen to what actually some of the, I hesitate to say leaders, but some of the spearheaders of these movements on the right actually have to say. What we're going to do is, what we're going to actually do is we're going to talk to, we're going to look at what like Joey Gibson actually has to say and what Joe Biggs actually has to say and some of these other people have to say about what their goal is with this rally, right? We're going to just compare the two. We're just going to kind of just take a quick look and compare the two. So here we go. Glad to have everybody in the chat. This is a completely, for those of you who just got here, I am completely going off the cuff. I'm fired the F up. Can't go to the rally today. I live in the Portland vicinity. And I wanted to go to this rally, but I have plans that I've had for months. And I can't change them because they're to do with somebody's wedding. So I do a little DJing, like wedding DJing stuff on the side. During the summer. Anyways, this is neither here nor there. You don't need to know this. So I can't go to the rally today, but I was going to explode with all the frustration I had covering this or hearing about this. So I wanted to I got to let some of the steam out of the old boiler room, if you will. Okay. So, it goes Portland Police Chief Danielle Outlaw. Oh, that's a good name. It's a good last name, Danielle. And Mayor Ted Wheeler, pictured in 2017, the pair warned that anyone who commits acts of violence or vandalism during a planned August 17 demonstration would face arrest. Okay, so I really hope they mean that. I really, really, really hope you mean that, Ted Wheeler. Change this whole thing. Change this whole gamut. Change this whole momentum, this whole, history that you haven't erased at any of the true protesters or any of the true problem, creators, problem makers, the true, thugs out on the street, the true people that are beating up and breaking the law. You haven't ever charged really any of these people. So do something, Ted Wheeler, and do something, Danielle Outlaw. And why don't you, I hope you mean what you say and that you arrest the scumbags that you guys have been so willing to protect and so willing to defend. Your Rose City Antifa and all the ilk, the Rose City scumbags, the communist face-wearing pussies, or mask-wearing pussies out there. They can't stand up, can't show their face because they're too scared. They're little mama soy boys that live in their fucking parents' basement and think that communism is the answer. If you think communism's the answer, go to China. They're looking for some more of you. Right? They want you over there. Go to Russia, even though Russia's not communist. They're authoritarian. If you love this authoritarian bullshit that you love to spread and spin, why don't you go take a sweet little hike over to Russia and go live there for a while? But I encourage you to go live in China. If this is what you think is so wonderful and great, the communistic way and this authoritarian way and this fascist way of dealing with people. Sorry, I got to calm down because I do really want to get through this somewhat, even keel. It just really gets me fired up, as you can possibly see. Let's continue to read. Okay. Demonstrators wishing to commit acts of violence or vandalism during a gathering planned for August 17 in Portland should expect to be met with the full force of the law. Well, it's about that time, Ted Wheeler. Where was that when Andy Ngo was getting his brains beat in? And when Adam Kelly was getting his brains beat in? Huh? Where were you then? Where were you then with the full force of the law, Ted? Huh? Where were you then, buddy? You weren't there, man. And where were you then when the unmasked Antifa turds were beating up Toyota Camrys when they were just trying to make a right-hand turn because they had to get to an appointment, probably to meet with their grandson or their grandmother or, just go to the doctor, and Antifa's blocking the streets for some Black Lives Matter bullshit. And then all of a sudden, they take a right and they get this car beat up. Where were you then? Ted, huh? You, Ted Wheeler, have supported Antifa. You, Ted Wheeler, have been behind Antifa, and your stupid-ass government, local government has been too. And you should be ashamed of yourself. And I hope you mean what you have to say here, because if you do, the people that are going to be getting arrested are the black maskers. The black maskers, right? The real blackfacers, if you will. The real blackfacers, black maskers. They're the ones who are going to be getting arrested in mass if you actually do what you say you want to do, which I don't think you're going to do. In an interview in City Hall with the Oregonian, okay, I got to calm down. In an interview at City Hall with the Oregonian Live, the pair who collectively led Portland's police force voiced their toughest stance yet against people using the cloak of free speech as a pretext to brawl on the city streets. And there it is. And there it is. So really what he's trying to say right now is he's trying to say he's going to support or he's going to arrest anybody. Okay. I didn't read this article. This is a cold read article, but I've been hearing all this shit on the radio so much, you know, in the news, because I live here in the Portland area, that I was like, I got to do something on this. And here it is. Here it is. We're going to get back to this line right here. The line above, Ted Wheeler says the line above that anybody who breaks the law, anybody who breaks, who commits any acts of violence, the swift pun, what did he say here? Demonstrating wishing to commit acts of violence or vandalism during the gathering planned for August 17th in Portland, Oregon, should be expected to be met with the full force of the law, right? That's what he says. One sentence above, one paragraph, this article does. The article, the next sentence below it says this. The pair who collectively lead Portland's police force voiced their toughest stance yet, here we go, against people using the cloak of free speech as a pretext to brawl on the city streets. Who's he talking about there? Who's he saying we're gonna arrest your ass if you are using the pretext of free speech? Right? It is sure shit ain't Antifa, right? It sure as hell ain't them, because Antifa loves to shut it down. Antifa loves to shut down free speech. You're not allowed to have free speech on the left, on the far left. The far left, you have to have acceptable speech on the far left. You have to use the right pronouns on the far left. You have to say the right nice words on the far left. You're not allowed to have free speech. They don't believe in free speech. They want to kill free speech. Who believes in free speech? Those on the right. Those on the right who believe that, hey, speech is speech, right? You can have hateful speech for sure, but speech is speech. Unless you're calling for violence against people, which Antifa literally does, right? Unless you're calling for violence, which Antifa does and the far right in general does not. The Joe Biggs of the world do not. The Patriot Prayer Joey Gibsons of the world do not. They say the exact opposite. Don't do this. And then people love to use the thing, well, at the Cider Riot, he was like antagonizing people. He was like, do something. Why don't you do something? Do something. And he was antagonizing people. No, what? And Joey Gibson was doing, and by the way, if you guys, in my videos, I did a whole 15 or 20, maybe it was 30 minutes, I don't know, breakdown of the Cider Riot. So if you don't know what happened at Cider Riots, go through my page, maybe search my videos for Cider Riot. And I did a whole breakdown on it, right? Piece by piece. We took the whole video of it and we broke it down piece by piece and discussed it. So if you haven't seen it, go watch it. But people accuse Joey of instigating because he comes to these rallies where people know you're going to trigger people and they're going to get upset and they're going to spit on you and throw shit on you and riot. So it's your fault, Joey Gibson, for coming. Think about that logic. Think about that logic. That logic is from parents who raise their kid to be like, oh, don't say anything too mean to Susie Joe or to Jimmy over there, because we don't want to trigger him, right? He gets upset when you use those words, or he gets upset when you don't do this or that. So we just don't do that to him because we don't want to upset him, right? We don't want to upset him. We just kind of tiptoe around. That is what these parents are. That's the type of people these parents have raised. That have said, well, we don't want to upset anybody. So what we do is why are you coming to Portland, Joey? You know it upsets people. And Joey's like, because I'm an adult and because we live in America and because there's this thing called free speech right now, at least right now, we have this thing called free speech, right? So I come because I want to hang out and walk around, and I want to show and I want to illustrate and I want to illuminate the BS of the far left, of the Antifas. that you can't, your mere presence around them triggers them to the point of violent extremism. Your mere presence in saying, I believe that somebody can have their own thoughts. I believe just short of calling for violence against somebody, people should be able to say what they want to say. I believe in the right to be able to own my gun and to protect myself with my gun. I believe in these rights. I believe that America is a great country, not a perfect country, but a great country. These are the things I believe. And if you believe those things and say those things, guess what happens here in Portland? You trigger people, so you're the problem and you get arrested. Okay, so anyways, they've outed themselves. Let's continue reading this article. I really got to stay on task. Wheeler stated repeatedly, 18 times in all, that he rejects the violence of subversion of free speech perpetrated by demonstrators regardless of their politics. He is such a lying twit little weenie. I cannot stand him. He says Wheeler stated 18 times in all that he rejects the violence and subversion of free speech perpetrated by demonstrators. What he's saying is, regardless of their politics, he throws that in there to kind of try to pretend like he gives him some cover and that he's being nonpartisan, right? He's completely partisan. Ted Wheeler supports Antifa. He hasn't arrested any of these assholes. He hasn't arrested any of these people. Right? So he totally supports Antifa. And yet he wants to pretend like he doesn't up here. He wants to, it doesn't matter your politics. Yeah, it does, Ted. Ted, if they're on the right, you hate them. If they're on the left, you love them. Because you haven't arrested any of them, Ted. You haven't done anything to stop them, Ted. You've told your police force up until today to stand down, Ted. You let Andy No get his brains beat in, Ted. You let him get brain damage, Ted, by a whole bunch of little shit-licking entitled babies that don't know crap about anything and just are looking for a reason to have a cause, for something to protest, something to be outraged about. You haven't done anything, Ted, because you're spineless and you're weak and you're a weenie, Ted. Ted Wheeler, you're a weenie. You need to man up. You need to grow a set. You need to grow a set, Ted. Grow a set, Ted. And do something about all the BS that's going on, and not just on the right, Ted, because really they're just trying to exercise their constitutional rights, Ted and Danielle. Miss Outlaw, do something appropriate, please. Do something appropriate. Oh, my God. Okay. He promised zero tolerance policy, saying anyone who breaks the law during the demonstration next week should expect swift action by police and raise the prospect of mass arrest. Well, I hope that goes both ways, Ted. I hope that goes both ways. And I hope that you actually will understand that people who are getting assaulted have a constitutional legal right to defend themselves, Ted, because I can promise you 90%, there could be some bad actors that infiltrate into the right, but they have been explicit, and we're going to get to that. Joe Biggs, Joey Gibson, some of these faces of the far right, white nationalist extremism, like the mixed race, half Japanese Joey Gibson, right? People like that who are these white nationalists, white KKK, white supremacists. Anyways, what they have said is, don't use any violence. Don't use any violence. Don't use any violence. Protest peacefully. Don't come ready to LARP. Don't be LARPing. Don't do it. Protest peacefully. So if anybody hits all this, the most of the violence is going to be coming from the left, Head. So I hope you really do back up what you got to say. He indicated a large presence of law enforcement from the outside agency as well as Portland Police Bureau will be on hand to ensure that happens. And the mayor has issued a stern repudiation of would-be instigators. We don't want you, he said, he added, but if you do come, we'll be ready for you. Again, he's saying all this under the cloak and guise of he's talking to both people when he's not. He's talking to the right. He's talking to the right because he supports the left. He's a leftist, far leftist mayor. The echoes of the message delivered by Outlaw who said, don't come, we don't want you here. I don't care what side you're on. Okay, maybe she's a little more in the middle, but right-wing activists from around the country have indicated they plan to hold an end domestic terrorism gathering on August 17th at Tomahawk Waterfront Park in the attempt to build on public opposition to self-described Antifa groups known as Antifa. The event, which has not been granted a permit, is set to take place weeks after masked and black-clad people thought to be Antifa members. You stupid twitch. Who was at Oregon Live? This is so funny. An event which has not been, supporters of this gathering have been spoken. Sorry, I keep jumping around. Weeks after a mass black-clad people thought to be Antifa. Give me a break, you stupid, whoever the person is writing this article. You idiot. They were clearly and totally and thoroughly and vettedly Antifa, you morons, you stupid morons. Supporters of August gathering have spoken openly on the internet about bringing weapons. Supporters of the August gathering have spoken openly on the internet about bringing weapons to Portland and a desire to exterminate Antifa members. Portland Antifa group Rose City Antifa has issued a call for its supporters to defend the city. Jesus. It's like Jesus. That's a lie, by the way, and I'm going to prove it in a minute. I'm going to prove it. That they just spun this out to make it sound like the far right. You got these evil KKK hood-wearing, MAGA hat-wearing villains are coming in, riding into town to take over. That's a lie. That's a lie. It's a complete and total lie. Total lie. Right? I'm going to show it to you. Maybe there was a few bad actors that said, we're going to bring weapons. But the main organizers of this rally on the right have explicitly said no violence, no weapons, nothing like that. We're going to go and have our presence be there just to expose, right? We're going to bring a little daylight to expose and disinfect the gross, evil, rotting flesh of Antifa. That's what we're going to do. So anyways, obviously you get punched in the face, you're going to defend yourself. Hell yes, and you should be. It's your God-given right to. You get attacked, it's your God-given right to. Such rhetoric has led Wheeler and others to assume the demonstration will turn violent. In response, Wheeler and Outlaw promised a different approach and larger turnout by police than shown at the June demonstrations and some earlier dueling rallies. City officials have been working with the federal, state, and local enforcement agencies to secure the personnel and equipment necessary to respond, he said. I bet you maybe nothing goes off. This could be a big flop. As for whether he would ask Governor Kate Brown for assistance from the Oregon National Guard, Wheeler said the step was one more potential tool in the toolkit, but declined to say if he had requested aid for the city. Wheeler said it will be obvious on August 17th that the city's police force is well-resourced and prepared. If police officers are quickened to intervene in most cases when protesters turn violent, it would represent a shift from prior practices. You bet your ass it would. Video evidence, eyewitness accounts, and news reports of numerous demonstrations over the last 30 months showed police officers have, at times, allowed demonstrators to come to blows with near impunity. And do you want to know why? Because Ted Wheeler said not to. Ted Wheeler said not to intervene. Ted Wheeler has put the brakes on that, and the previous mayor too. Put the brakes on doing any kind of intervention. He's pretty much tied the cops' hands and said, stay out of it. By the way, just so people know, because they'll watch the Cider Riot thing and think that it is mutual combat here in Oregon. So if two people say, you want to fight? I want to fight. You want to fight? You both agree to fight? Then you can fight. You can both fight, apparently. It's weird. But when you watch Cider Riot, there was a little fist fight that some other people were overseeing, and it's because it's a mutual conduct or a combat state. So there was nothing illegal about it. Anyways, on Monday... But when you have one person assaulting another person, different story, right? On Monday, the mayor and the police chief strongly rejected claims that police have failed to act against protesters acting violently. If something happens, it's not that we stand there, Outlaw said, pushing back against what she said was a misconception that we just stand there with our hands in our pockets and allow these things to occur. Yeah, you do. The chief explained that the matter is not as simple as whether to intervene or not. A complication that higher staffing levels for the August protest is designed to address. Officers are sometimes told not to leave their post to chase after people because the officers are needed where they are, Outlaw said. Lawbreakers are sometimes difficult to police to identify because their faces are covered and victims do not cooperate with detectives. Right, so why don't you either enforce or get the whole demasking law back into place? Huh? Why don't you do that? Oh, that's right, because Ted Wheeler doesn't want to do that because Ted Wheeler is sucking the tit of Antifa. Because Ted Wheeler is an Antifa humper. That's why you don't do it. Because Ted Wheeler loves freaking Antifa. Wheeler said Portland police officers have always done what they can do to bring justice to people bludgeoned at protests. Violence which the officers and by Antifa most of the time. Officers says violence which the officers themselves are vulnerable to. Their job is to enforce the law, not be martyrs, he said. That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. Of course it's to enforce the law. And when you're seeing a well-known, a peaceful our peaceful journalists getting bashed in the head and shit thrown in his face while he's trying to escape, and you don't do jack dick about it. That's not about being a martyr, right? That's about stepping in and doing your damn job. Again, though, it comes up to Ted Wheeler, and it comes up to you too, Danielle Outlaw, with these with your guys' left stance to step down, to step back, to stand down rather, and not engage. So I'm glad you guys have got your shit together and you're about ready to engage on this one today. It's not something that the police are going to arrest their way out of. Never. It's never going to be that way, the chief said. So I think there is a mistake in putting the onus solely on the police bureau as the ones that are going to stop and fix the whole thing. Agreed. Wheeler hinted that city officials may need to change laws to stem the tide of violence protests on Portland streets. Yeah, like making sure that the violent protesters who are Antifa, the violent protesters take their masks off. That's what you do. That's part of how you do this, dude. Wheeler hinted that the city officials may need to change the laws to stem. I just read that. He said officials are exploring a proposal raised by Outlaw to bar demonstrators from wearing masks. Good. Do it. Why do you even got to think about this? Well, why don't we think about this? I got an idea. Okay, listen here. I got an idea. Why don't we have the protesters who have masks on have to take their masks off? That way we could, see who they are. Number one, we'd be able to identify them. And they'd be less likely to just go around wrecking people indiscriminately because of the anonymity of the mask they're wearing. And you have to think about that law, Ted. You have to wonder and ponder about that. You got to run it by your Antifa handlers, Ted. See how they're going to be with that. Was that why, Ted? Oh, fucking morons. The bar is very high. Okay, blah blah blah. We get the picture. I don't need to read any more of this one. So now let's go over here. I want you to hear. I want to read a different. I want to read a little different. Version to you. Hang on. I'm going to switch that out so you guys don't see when I'm logging in. SJG.com. Sorry, I'm logging into. I don't know how I got logged out of this. For crying out loud. Hang on 1 second, guys. Okay. Oh, Jesus. Act like it's top secret or something here. Stay with me. I'm going to read you guys what these evil racists have said about it. Oh man, I'm going to read you. What do you? God damn it. Okay. Okay, we're going to do this right here. Parler, there I am right there. Don't know why you just didn't pull that up, Parler. Thank you so much. Okay, so here we go back to this article. That would have been way easier, Parler. Just lost a few people listening because you're screwing stuff up on me. Oh, that's interesting. The guy who shot up all the Philadelphia people, total side note here, he was a Muslim. Interesting, right? Laura, let's see here. I just read the article. Really, really good take on this article. And it's right. No, that's not it. I think maybe that was it, but maybe it was right. Protest. Here we go. All right, here we go. This is it. Okay, cool. So we read you all of what Ted Wheeler said and what Daniel Outlaw said, and we've read you from the perspective of Oregon Live, right? Oregon Live is as liberal as they come when it comes to newspapers and it comes to a perspective, right? And you've heard, if you just go and Google, you're going to find all the stuff about how terrible the rally, the far right ralliers are going to be, and how violent they are. You're going to hear all that. Here's what I want to read you. Proud Boys release a statement ahead of the Portland End Domestic Terrorism rally. Now, if you guys haven't gone to Parler, please go sign up on Parler. Follow me on Parler. Follow me on Parler, number one. Number two, SJG Perspective. Number two, follow Epic Times, EPOCH Times on Parler. You get a lot of free stuff of theirs. Really good. And Lauren Loomer, she's on Parler, and she puts out some really good stuff. Stuff you just don't hear about, man, on the mainstream media because it's all bought and paid for and censored as crap. So she put this article out. Portland, Oregon will be hosting an End Domestic Terrorism rally on Saturday, organized by Joe Biggs and the Proud Boys, which has been met with threats of violence by Rose City Antifa and other core members of the violent radical left-wing group in recent weeks. The Proud Boys have a long history of defending. I'll scroll that up just a little more so you can see. The Proud Boys have a long history of defending rallygoers and draining local bars of their beers and booze. We will have several prominent constitutional law attorneys on standby this weekend in the event that Antifa or the Portland Police Bureau infringe on our constitutionally protected right to assemble peacefully and communicate our love for America and all things patriotic, concluded Joe Biggs, a two-time Purple Heart combat veteran who was also organizing and overseeing the End of Domestic Terrorism rally. Sounds like a hateful KKK group right there. I sounded like Alex Jones. He's a hateful KKK rally guy. I didn't mean to. Okay. The planned event primarily centers around the support of the U.S. Senate's proposition, backed by hundreds of thousands of concerned citizens and prominent conservative politicians, including Senators Ted Cruz, Bill Cassidy, President Donald J. Trump, to officially label Antifa as a domestic terrorist organization on the FBI's website. I really hope that happens. That would be so awesome. Oh, man, that would be so great. It says, in addition, the rally held at the Tom McCall Waterfront Park is also in response to the brutal and unprovoked June 29th attack of Andy Ngo that resulted in the openly gay journalist being hospitalized with a brain bleed. Because nothing says that we're tolerant, we're against intolerance and hatred, like bashing an openly gay Asian, journalist in the head because he is filming your crazy bullshit, right? Right? That doesn't scream hypocrisy. Among other serious injuries, Rose City Antifa described Ngo's injuries as superficial. He was just kind of superficial. They weren't even that bad. I mean, the CAT scan he got, totally a lie. I mean, that didn't happen. He didn't get a brain bleed, right? And he didn't get smacked in the eye, and it was superficial. He didn't get, caustic material thrown on him or anything like that. He was just superficial. Fucking morons. The attack on Ngo is one of the numerous examples of the violence committed against innocent people at the hands of Antifa. The group has been known to start fires, break windows, buildings of cars, throw urine feces on crowd goers, as well as using bats, fists, pipes, brass knuckles, and knives. Meanwhile, the Proud Boys are guilty only of standing their ground and defending themselves against a radicalized domestic terrorist group. Amen to that. Now, I don't know every situation. Has there been a Proud Boy that stepped out and done something he shouldn't, or a Patriot Prayer guy, or one of the maybe, probably, but as a whole, that is not what they stand for. They are not left. They are not far right KKK members. Anybody who's an inch left of Antifa, they consider far right. They consider Tim frickin' Pool far right. They accuse Tim Pool of being far right because he's a centrist liberal. He's a classic liberal, and they accuse Tim Pool of that. They are the most crazy, insane, got no life, living in their basement, reading Karl Marx, complete and total postmodernist idiots. Idiots. Assholes. Communist assholes is what they are. They should go to China. That's where they should go. We're going to do a song at the end of this. If you guys haven't heard this song, stick around. We're going to do a song. I thought about playing it live, but I haven't played it live for a while, so I'm going to link to it. If you haven't heard it, you're going to stick around after this. We're going to do it. Themselves against radical guys. Okay, so it says the group has been known to start fires, break windows, throw I stopped. Sorry. Throw urine, feces on crowd goers, as well as using bats, fists, pipes, brass knuckles, and knives. Meanwhile, the Proud Boys are guilty only of standing their ground. Yes, I read that. Biggs announced the rally back in July on Facebook, where he clearly laid out the goals of the event, highlighting peaceful assembly. Everybody on the left, Ted Wheeler, Danielle, all these people said, we're not going to stand for people using free speech as a guise to come and start problems in our city. And we're actually going to make the police do what the police are supposed to do, and they're going to be arrested. Essentially, they were saying the whole time that it's Antifa that they're going to protect, and it's the far right that they're going to arrest. Meanwhile, the far right, the Joe Biggs of the world, the Joey Gibsons of the world, have clearly and concisely said, we are not going to, we are coming out to be peaceful, stand our ground, and to just shine some light, man, on how crazy this is. And it's going to get it's getting national coverage. So I hope, man, Antifa loses it. I hope they do it, but they'll probably be on best behavior and act like they're the poor little victims. With the continuous, so here's what they said. Here's what Joe Biggs, I believe, said. We'll read it. With continuous demonization of Trump supporters by the mainstream media, the violent attacks on them have become more and more rampant. Those false stories have fueled these organized thugs into thinking they are fighting in some type of holy war. Americans began seeing this growing menace at the inauguration of Donald Trump during the J20 riots. Windows were broken, cars were set on fire. Everyday Americans were assaulted for simply loving their country. As terroristic as that might sound, these groups have gotten worse, way worse. In the past year, we have seen these groups throw improvised explosive device, Tacoma, Molotov cocktails, chemical agents, urine, feces, in glass containers, fireworks, and many other things with the intent to maim and kill. They chant Allah Akbar and call for the end of America openly in the streets. This month, this situation has escalated to a level that we have never seen before in American history, openly threatening to blind Americans with muriatic acid, hospitalizing journalist Andy Ngo for doing his job, attacking two men with crowbars, Kelly Adams, on the streets and fracturing their skulls, and another guy, I don't know his name. One of these terrorists just last week attempted to firebomb an ICE facility because people like AOC, moron, have demonized ICE agents for simply doing their job. Most local and state federal law enforcement agencies keep peace while allowing all parties to demonstrate their First Amendment rights without violence. Ted Weeney, on the other hand, has failed miserably. He has allowed these domestic terrorists to commit acts of violence against the people of the United States. On August 17th, we want to peacefully unite under one message. We want to put an end to domestic terrorism. Antifa and the John Brown Gun Club must be designated as a terrorist organization. We have had enough. It is time to just say no. Ted Weeney and PPD put out a statement saying they will start doing their jobs. When did they stop? ? Well, when we are going to put the statement to the test. We will assemble peacefully at the waterfront on August 17th. We will assemble peacefully at the waterfront on August 17th at 11 a.m. Shortly after, we will be conducting a march. Now, listen, they're going to assemble peacefully. That doesn't mean if violence is started against them, they're not going to defend themselves, as any good American has the right and obligation to do. If you are attacked by peacefully walking the streets, you need to take a stand against that and punch back. But apparently these guys are, I know Joey Gibson, for instance, even saying, hey, take a punch. Don't fight back. Let's out these little, almost said something I shouldn't. Let's out these little weenies for what they are. Let them hit you. Let them do some stuff. Let's out them for what they are. On August 17th, we want to peacefully unite under one message: end domestic terrorism. Thank you. The organizers. What to bring. So here's what they're telling these evil KKK, white nationalists, white supremacists, racists are telling their supporters to bring. Listen up. Bring an American flag, as many as you can get your hands on. Bring Trump flags. Bring patriotic gear, and bring a smile. What to keep home. Weapons. Excessive LARPing gear. Shields, items you can't haul during the march, a shitty attitude, and cringy signs. Antifa continually go on the offensive, attacking innocent people and proving time and time again the necessity of the FBI to officially recognize Antifa as a domestic terror group. We've never gone out and tried to instigate fights or instigate violence, said Proud Boy Maxwell Haar, who defended himself after Antifa followed and attacked Haar and a group of friends at a speaking event held at the Metropolitan Republic Club on the Upper East Side last October. I think that was in New York. They're a violent, militant anarchist group, he said of Antifa. They're individuals that show up to events in black masks and black hoods to disrupt the event. The group Pop Mod posted a video clip of Twitter stating that they plan to drown out hate with art, dance, music, noise, costumes, and more. It's the more part of the statement that is concerning. Let's give these creeps a real PDX welcome, the clip states. So you got one group saying, let's peacefully assemble, and then you got the other group saying, let's give these creeps a real PDX welcome. Well, I live in PDX, or close enough, and that isn't what I would consider a welcome, you scumbags. Rose City Antifa have publicly announced they fully intend on committing acts of violence against anyone who attempts to invade our town. Rose City Antifa is based out of Portland, Oregon, and considered to be the nation's oldest active anti-fascist group, who is actually a fascist. We'll not allow Portland to be a playground for far-right violence, said David, spokesman for Rose City Antifa. We will not shy away from defending the city ourselves. Rose City Antifa have also been very active in an online doxing campaign where we all know what doxing is. They throw out the personal, the full names and addresses and phone numbers of people that they don't agree with. And so people can harass them. That's what they stand for. Members of the Proud Boys and their affiliates. Their website calls for information that would personally identify and locate Proud Boy members to be emailed into them directly to follow the hashtag #DoxAllYourBoys on Twitter for updates. Over the next few weeks, Rose City Antifa will be releasing detailed information on many of the Proud Boys in Oregon and Washington so that locals can stay safe from those violent bigots. The first installment will come tomorrow. You can follow along on our website on Twitter using the hashtag #DoxAllOfYourBoys. Rose City Antifa will continue to defend our city and our communities against any incursion by racists and fascists. If you have information about Proud Boys or white supremacist organizing, please email us at fightthemback@riseup.net. We say enough is enough. If you rally the far right to attack our city and profit by their violence, you are one of them. And the community will stop you however it can, as many times as it must. June 29th, 2019 statement, official Rose City Antifa website. Okay, so as you can see by that, I'm going to pop up something else here. If I can find as you can see by that, or the Proud Boys and the Patriots, Patriot Prayer, and the 3%ers, and so on and so forth, have no desire to cause a problem, to cause a fight. They are showing up in America, the United States of America, in a city in the United States of America to say, hey, we still believe in the Constitution and the freedom of peaceful assembly and the freedom of speech. And if you have a problem with that, that's on you. If you're going to do something about it, I guess you're going to do something about it. But we are going to stand up to you thugs, you communist, anarchist thugs. So, Joey Gibson, he got arrested, by the way. He got arrested yesterday. For simply, Joey Gibson makes an important announcement. Let's watch this announcement, shall we?
All right, guys, this is a quick video I'm going to make. It's very important. Something I've been thinking about, praying about, holding off on. A lot of people want to know what my decision is for going tomorrow. I want everyone to know right here, right now, that me going tomorrow wasn't really that big of a decision for me. Before a few days ago, until the fact that a government came down onto me and said that they're going to charge me with a felony for exercising my First Amendment, for standing on a sidewalk and being assaulted by a bunch of thugs.
Okay, before we go on, I just found out my volume's low, but 3 is wrong no matter what, 11 a.m. Pacific. So hang on a second here. Can you guys hear me now? Is this better? Have I been too quiet the whole damn time? Please give me some feedback. You can't hear what I'm saying at all? Or you have? Yeah, I got the Skinner shirt on too. Is very low. Okay, so how about now? Shit. So I've been going for an hour now and you guys can't hear what I'm saying? It's better now. Okay, crap. But better. Okay, so I'm going to go up like this. Is that better? That's probably even better now. Way better. I just felt like I was way too loud before. Okay, so could you guys not hear what I said this whole goddamn time? Pardon my French. I need some feedback in the chat here. Okay. Could you guys hear before? I mean, this whole stream just effed because I couldn't. I'm going to have to, I'll go back when it gets up and I'll edit it. What you said. The first part. Can you repeat what you said? Starting where? 42 minutes ago? No, I can't repeat all that. That was just completely, oh man. So, okay. Well, we'll just go from here. So anyways, that sucks. You could hear it. It was just low, right? Feedback in the chat. Somebody that's been in here for a while. You can hear it in the chat. No, yes, no. I know I have a delay. I'm just waiting for somebody to kick in on the chat. I'm sorry, but maybe recap. Okay. Oh, shoot. Okay. So, and recap. Recap 41 minutes real quick. Okay. So, and the left, Ted Wheeler, Daniel Outlaw, everyone in Portland, the local city Portland authorities. Okay, you could hear it, but it was very low. Okay, so they all basically said that they're going to stand against anybody coming to Portland, Oregon that is going to cause problems in the guise of free speech, and that if you're going to use free speech as a guise to cause problems, that you will be arrested. Finally, they're going to do that because all the other times they have not done that. Andy No got beat up. There's been many, many times Antifa has rioted, thrown piss, shit, everything else on people, and they were not able to, Portland, they didn't do anything about it. So all of the left media, all of the mainstream media has been pointing this out, that the far right the far right KKK super white supremacists, white nationalists were coming to Portland to cause all this problem and bring violence, when in reality what they were doing is they were coming to Portland to say, we've had enough of Antifa, we've had enough of this organization that is a completely a completely fascist, who they claim they're anti-fascist, a completely fascist authoritarian organization, Antifa, that is said that if you have anything to do with, or if you speak your mind, if you don't say anything that we believe in, then we are going to hate you, dox you, piss on you, throw shit on you, hit you in the head with bike locks, hit you on the head with poles and crowbars. We're going to beat you up, and we're going to. So finally, all of these guys, Joe Biggs and some other people, Joey Gibson, who's on the screen right now, have said, nope, enough is enough. We are not going to stand for this anymore. And we are going to make a stand, a peaceful stand, and we're going to shine some daylight to disinfect this scourge of society, which is called Antifa. That's basically, so low, but not too low. I always have to volume max for you. Okay, sorry guys. I will work on that. I always think I'm too loud, so that's my bad. I'll work on that. So anyways, here we go. So this is what Joey Gibson put out this morning. He was arrested last night. He was arrested for Cider Riot. If you don't know what happened at Cider Riot, I have a video covering the whole thing on Cider Riot, and I think my volume's okay on that one. What happened back in May during the May Day riots at Cider Riot, and what he got arrested, even though grand jury wasn't done yet, even though that no formal charges have been brought against him. He was arrested. He went in last night. Looks like he got out this morning. He made this video saying basically what he's going to say right here. And my point is this: the people on the right that have organized this rally have said, we want to come peacefully. We're not here to start shit. We're not here to start a fight, but we are going to stand our ground with these people. We are going to stand our ground with this. So that is what they've done. They have came in and they have said, we're going to stand our ground. We're going to come down here and do a peaceful protest. And we're going to stand up to Antifa, because Antifa cannot bully people anymore. They are bullies. That is what they are. They are bullies. So here we go. This is what Joey Gibson has said.
It's a really smart move by Ted Wheeler. It's a smart move in terms of the fact that he believes that everyone will be so afraid and they're just going to stand down and not show up, that everyone's afraid to be arrested now. So I get it. A guy like Ted Wheeler, he doesn't understand the spirit of passion, right? He doesn't understand the fact that people are motivated beyond people above you. Patriots are motivated for freedom. They're not motivated for whoever's paying you. They're not motivated by threats. They're not motivated by any of that. There's two choices that people have to make tomorrow, and I hope that people really think about this. One choice is to be afraid that you're going to be arrested, right? Which is legitimate. Like, it may happen. You may be arrested simply for standing on a sidewalk, right, and being peaceful and not being violent at all. You may be arrested for that, okay? But number two, we could just get a bunch of people to show up and to challenge the police to arrest us in a respectful way, in a nonviolent way, in a peaceful way. This is the thing. Getting arrested for peacefully protesting has a long history in the United States of America for freedom, especially in the civil rights movement. Do you guys understand that Martin Luther King always went into the areas that were controlled by Democrats?
Great point.
They always went into the areas where they're not allowed to go, and they did get arrested a lot, right? But here's the thing. They didn't break the law. That's the thing that everyone needs to understand. They got arrested for a good cause because they did not break the law.
Right.
Okay? I will be there tomorrow. I'm going to show up because they're trying to scare me. They're trying to say that I should not show up, otherwise I will be arrested. I'm going to be there, and I will not break the law. And if the police want to arrest me, I'll let them. I will comply. Okay, they can arrest me. I'm telling everybody, anybody who wanted to show up, okay, who actually had the courage to show up, and now is afraid to show up.
Yes.
Because the fascists,
God, I wish I could be
Mayor
there.
Ted Wheeler is trying to put fear into
Yep.
your guys' hearts. Okay?
Yep.
I understand that fear. I get it. Right? Incarceration is not fun. It's like one of my biggest fears. Okay? But I'm going to be there tomorrow. I'm going to be there because I think it's the right thing to do. And I will stand up for what I believe in.
Yes.
I'm going to stand next to people who I don't necessarily like. I'm going to stand next to a bunch of people who I love and care about. Okay? So this isn't about what's going on at the Patriot level. Okay? The enemy is the government, the people above us. Okay? Mayor Wheeler is literally harboring terrorists, protecting terrorists.
Yes.
Right? Who's going to stand up? Who's going to stand up against Mayor Ted Wheeler? Who's going to stand up against this DA who refuses to press charges against a terrorist organization? Who's going to do that? I understand the fear is totally legitimate, okay? It's hard. It's difficult. I think that tomorrow is going to be a very big day. Very big. I think everybody needs to think about what is it that's important to you in your heart.
Okay, now listen to the next part of this last a minute and a half, 2 minutes of what he has to say. This is what the conservatives and the patriots are truly about. They're not about what Antifa is about. They're not about what Antifa is about and spreading all this hate, all and intolerance that is wrapped up in this label that says that they are non-hateful, tolerant people. That they are the golden warriors. They are the golden boys standing up against these evil fascists, right? These evil white supremacists. Listen to what Joey has to say in this next 2 minutes.
Okay, if you believe that Portland and Mayor Ted Wheeler and the DA, Antifa, the media, everything that you stand against, if you believe it needs to be called out tomorrow, okay, then you need to show up. Just follow the law.
Yes.
If you get arrested following the law, okay, it will work out to the advantage of the Patriot community.
Yes.
Although it's not easy, right? That's a commitment. It's a commitment. Okay? But if you want to show up tomorrow to cause problems, if you want to show up tomorrow just to simply be violent, just for blood, no one wants you there.
Yep, right there.
No one wants you there. Okay?
I thought this guy was a far right extremist that wanted to just, I thought this half Japanese guy was a white supremacist KKK member that was a violent protester, right? That just wants to beat people up. He just said with his own mouth, and he has always said this. If you know anything about Joey Gibson, you know that he has always said this. He is not about violence, man. He's not about violence. That is not what this movement is about. The Patriot movement is about. It's about standing your ground and letting the violence, if it has to come to you, but standing your ground for the optics of what it is. The optics of really outing who the true fascist haters are.
Okay? But if you're a patriot, a constitutionalist, right? 3%er, an oath keeper, Patriot
Preach,
prayer,
Joey. Preach,
Proud
Joey.
Boys,
Preach.
a Republican, a conservative,
Yes.
someone who is sick and tired of being
Yes.
bullied, sick and tired of being told what you can or cannot do, right? Sick and tired of the communist agenda trying to force their lifestyle on you, okay? But you're afraid? I'm saying face that fear and show
Yes.
up. That's my suggestion. But follow the law.
Right.
We do not want people to be arrested for breaking the law, okay? People being arrested for following the law is the thing that's going to wake up this country.
Yes.
So I will be there tomorrow. I'm excited to be there tomorrow. And I'm excited to stand against these fascists who are trying to tell us that we cannot have free speech.
Right.
Just like in the civil rights. Oh no, you're not allowed to be out in the public and exist because other people are going to attack you. That's what they're trying to say. Okay? Guys, show up tomorrow. Show up. Be a patriot. Stand up for what you believe in. Okay? I'm going to be there. I look forward to seeing all of you.
Yes. All right. So, getting off that real quick. Okay, so this is yeah. So this is what's going on. This is what's happening right now. And I wish so bad I could be there. I also I can't go because I have a prior engagement and someone's wedding I have to help out with, so I can't get out of it. I can't say I'm sick and not get out of it and go to this. I wanted to go to this really bad, but so I'm just doing a stream so I didn't explode and get this off my mind, but or off my chest. But it is absolutely getting spun by the media, and it's going to be spun by the media. But you're going to see CNN, you're going to see ABC, NBC, all these, the Vox. You're going to see Guardian. You're going to see all these crazy leftist media, channels and media outlets spinning this thing that it's these far right and KKK, white supremacists, white nationalists coming into Portland to cause problems, and then you have the beautiful Antifa that is there to fight back against the fascists, when in reality, that is exactly who they are. They exactly are the fascists. So, why I'm queuing something up here, I'm going to queue myself up thing because I'm going to end this stream. I want to do a shout out to Justin Trouble. If you guys have not gone to Justin Trouble, just YouTube him, Justin Trouble's YouTube channel. This guy is a savant on all things Antifa. And he does an exceptionally good job of researching Antifa, researching all the ins and outs of them. And if you guys want to know all the background leading up to this, go to his website. He put a video out this morning talking about that and talking about how so if you want to get caught up and you don't really know what's going on with this whole thing, go to Justin Trouble's channel because he will get you in the know. Meanwhile, I'm trying to go to this channel of mine, and for some damn reason, that's not what I wanted to do at all. We're going to go here real quick. We're going to go here, and I'm going to play a little something for you. And this stream I'm going to go back when I get a chance, and I'll do this stream up better. But I would like everybody in the chat right now to share what I'm about ready to post up here. Okay, this is going to be something. Please go to my channel and share this video out on all of your social media, platforms. I'm going to take the chat box off of here for a minute, so you guys can see what's going on. And so this is a song I wrote months back for Antifa, and I just think it's a really fitting way to end this stream. Thank you for the few people that subscribe. Please subscribe and share this video out, and let's bring a light to really what's going on with Antifa. Right? This is a BS organization, a BS movement that pretends like they are the end all be all, defenders of justice in this fascist world we live in, albeit this is exactly what they are. So here we go. You're the fascist and a fascist Nazi crew. Antifa is the name that you like to use. I've heard you signal, well, it ain't that bright, because seemingly all you wanna do is fight. The proud patriot your gang loves to hump on one. You're horrible, but they were fun. You destroy lives with your docs and PR stunts while you hide behind your mask like silly wings. I meant to say cunts there. Make Antifa go away, go away. There's got to be a roadway with line drivers where you could play. She walked away. She was okay. Make Antifa go away, go away. Maybe you could go to China and protest there for us. Yeah, why don't you go to China, Antifa? See how they like you. Intolerant hatred, bigotry you spew. If you believe there was a hell, it'd be the red, white, and blue. You hate the very place that made it so you can. Why don't you go and try to pull your silly shit in Iran? You like to scream and cry about society's ills, man. I'm not a big pharma guy, but you need some pills. Your group's 99% of what you call privileged whites. Isn't that the very thing that you claim to fight? Make Antifa go away, go away. Please share this video out today on your Twitter, on your Facebook, on everywhere. Please share it out.
Go and stay. Make Antifa go away, go away. The Mexican cartel, I'm sure, would love to hear what
Those guys got their heads cut off. I cut the video away with a chainsaw.
When you're in your group, you act like Billy Badasses. But when you're by yourself, you're like fraudulent gases. You promote the very things that you when you're against. And I can trigger
they
you
beat
by
up black guys.
mentioning a hat or a fence. That Marxist ideology that you've been fed is making your good matter mushy up in your head. You're angry little trolls who are scared to debate. You'd rather stay in your parents' basement and masturbate.
I'll answer some of these questions after the song.
Make Antifa
stick around.
go away, go away. You could go visit Kim Jong-il. I hear he's a nice guy, they say. Make Antifa go
Got a little
away,
pitchy there, my
go
bad.
away. Maybe you could go protest in Russia for 18 years and a day. All these little lyrics that I wrote in my head will probably make you tell me that I should be dead. Thought and speech you think and say shouldn't exist. Ironically, can you not see that's where your ideas twist? You're really
Idiots.
not into your golden showers.
That's
and here's
piss.
a news flash, we also don't like
Yep,
white
we're not white
power.
supremacists.
Simply love freedom.
We just
'cause
love freedom.
man, it's sublime.
Yep.
And no communism.
It's never worked.
At
Never.
any time.
Never.
Not even one time. Never. It's like literally never worked. Make Antifa go away, go away. You could go down to China and protest there, see what they say.
Go,
Make
please.
Antifa go away, go away. I bet Russia would love to have winners like you there all day.
Amen.
Well, there's a couple more things that I'd like to say that I know it
Thanks,
ain't
the first.
perfect in
Appreciate
the
that.
US of A. And if you don't like it, man, you are free to leave.
leave.
Would you consider it if I asked nicely and said please? There's many more in line that
Please
love to take your place.
That's right.
You won't throw piss, shit, and spit and try to
Spray
spray
us with mace.
Who don't mind listening to a different point of view.
And who
Can
can
decide if it's false or it's true.
Yep, it's crazy.
Wouldn't that be kind of amazing?
It'd be amazing.
Make Antifa go away, go away. Maybe you could go to China and see how great communism pays. Make Antifa go away, go away. The Mexican cartel.
I meant to say cartel there.
are gentle and
My tongue
they
got
love
twisted.
to hear what you say. Make Antifa go away.
This is the great part.
Go away. Watch out for that red truck. Ooh, ouch, karma's a bitch, they say. Make Antifa go away, go away. Maybe the Republic of China, you could go there and simply stay. Have a fish fillet down by their stinky bay. Just go away. I'd even pay to hear you say you'll go away, far, far away. Antifa, go away. They say like Antarctica's nice.
Antarctica, Syria,
ISIS, they love your guys.
ISIS. They dress like ISIS, so they should probably just go there. That's kind of what I think, but that's just me, you know, me being me. So, sorry, didn't mean to start that again. So, anyway, let me get to some of your chats here. We had some questions in here. So the first said, is there an actual leader of Antifa? Good question. I know Rose City Antifa here in Portland, Oregon. His name is Enrico Iglesias. No, that's not it. Enrique something or other. You can look him up. He's kind of one of the leaders of Antifa, but it's a nationwide movement that I believe started in Portland and just spread like a cancer through the other little sects or wards or whatever you want to call them. Luis Enrique. Thank you very much, Project Life Command. His name is Luis Enrique. Luis Enrique. And he is one of the main leaders here in Portland. So that's kind of where it started. I think it started in Portland and spread just throughout the country, kind of like a cancer. Where's there? Okay. It says, so is there a general area where Antifa members originate from, or are they kind of random people from all over? Good question, the first. So they're kind of from all over, but like I said, a lot of them originated here in Portland, libtarded town, and many of them are from here, but they're all over the place, man. They're all over the place. Hello. It says, will you be covering the protest, Project Life Command? I can't. I said that earlier in the stream, but probably my volume was too low. I can't cover them because I have a prior engagement of which I can't get out of. And I am really bummed about that because I wanted to, but there'll be more, especially when Trump wins again in 2020. Antifa will be doing what they do, and I will be down at some of these rallies. So please do subscribe and share this out. Please, you guys, I have like 550 something subscribers. Been doing this for since October of last year. And so everybody who's in here, I got 20 people viewing right now, whatever. Would you please share out my channel on all of your social medias with people of like-minded, beliefs and systems of thought when it comes to being a patriot? Will you please share out my channel and encourage them to subscribe? I'm trying to do live streams once or twice a week and get videos up. I do work a full day job, so it's hard to. Lately, it's been extra work to try to get videos up on a consistent basis, but I'm doing my best. But please share my channel out because, man, I'm pretty passionate about Antifa, about this cultural Marxism that takes over in our world. And I know some people say it's a made-up term, cultural Marxism, whatever. But the PC culture, right? I'm really rage against that. Against the anti-gun crowd and all this other stuff. I rage against that. And I shouldn't say rage. I commentate in a passionate manner about a lot of those things. And we have a really good time. Would you please grow a neck? Jen Black said, would I please grow a neck? I have a neck. Sometimes it's just probably the camera angle, Jen. But thank you for the comment. I will try to eat some neck, some neck steroids or vitamins. But actually, I kind of have a long neck. You probably just can't tell. Anyways, good comment. That's his first and middle name. So, yeah, it's his first and middle name. That's right. He doesn't have anything else. The leader of Antifa is a minority? Yes, he is. He is a minority. I actually left YouTube, but I'll contact you later with where to move to so you can do better than what YouTube offers. No one can live on YouTube anymore. Yeah, no, please do. You guys can also all contact me through sjgperspective@gmail.com. Hate mail, whatever you want to send. I don't know. Maybe Jen is a troll. She wants me to grow a neck. I don't know. Maybe that's a spineless comment. I don't get it, but whatever. Or maybe it's just a joke too. I could be missing that too. Yeah, so I'm going to be moving over to some, I am on some other platforms like Parler and Minds, SJG Perspective, Twitter at Perspective_SJG because they wouldn't give me SJG Perspective and I don't know why. I guess somebody else has it. BitChute, you can find me at SJG Perspective, Tumblr, and I don't ever use Tumblr, but I automatically upload my stuff to them. But anyways, yeah, so it's definitely something that, that I'm trying to find some different platforms to be on because YouTube is definitely not a great place to necessarily be. Twitch, the first. Can you do a Twitch stream? Yeah, I actually am on Twitch, I believe at SJG Perspective also, and I've been thinking about trying to build up my Twitch following over there too. I just haven't really put any time into that because I don't fully understand Twitch yet. I do kind of, but so yes, I will be doing some stuff on Twitch, and I have like one video on there, a little presence on there on Twitch right now, which I want to start actually doing some streams on there too. So there's a lot of stuff to cover on this. I just had a rant. I feel better now. I feel like now I can go on with my day and be a little more, this stream on the beginning, the first 8 minutes of the stream were, I was going to do it unlisted and then put it up, but then I was like, screw it. I'm just going to go just speak my piece. And so I did that. So the stream is a little bit blotchy in the beginning. So I apologize about that. videos onto YouTube, double exposure. That's a good idea. I've been doing it in reverse a little bit, or I was planning on doing it in reverse the first by streaming on YouTube and then trying to start putting them up on Twitch. But maybe I'll go to Twitch because it's going to be, it's probably going to be better in a lot of ways. Other than that, I have a lot of parody videos. I've done one on Jussie Smollett. I've done one on Ice Ice Baby for the immigration. I've done some with Joe Biden, creepy Joe Biden, to the tune of Super Freak. It's Super Creep. I've done one for CNN. I've done several parody videos. And then I just cover news stuff, and I do some live streams with some different friends, which I want to give some shout outs to. Rational Wrong Think, he is in Australia. He's another good guy to subscribe to. Doesn't have a ton of videos up, but a fair amount. And Drone Tech Politics, if you're not a Drone Tech Politic. Are you talking about, first said, please do a rap remix to that song? Are you talking about Ice Ice Baby? If you are, I did do a remix to that. Since I got a few people in here, you guys want to hear it? Totally off topic, but I will shamelessly plug my channel and show this one to you guys. If you guys want to hear it, I'll play it. It's totally meant to be cheesy.
Yo, GOP.
I was going for cheesy, and I think I nailed it.
Let's kick it. Ice, ice, baby.
I think I nailed it.
Ice, ice, baby. All right, stop. Illegal immigration and listen. We're getting into a real bad position. Problem. Grabbing hold of us tightly.
Do a
Illegals flowing
rap
daily
remix to
and
that
nightly.
song.
Will it ever stop? Yo, I don't know. It's turning into a real
That's funny.
shit
I
show.
will,
Getting extreme.
actually.
Some of them are even vandals. It's pretty apparent this is a problem we should handle. Open the portals to everyone. The DNC says because it's so damn dumb. Deadly. When we don't vent intensely. You can come on in even though you got 10 felonies. Love it or leave it.
I thought
Get
you were
out of the
talking
way.
about this
The
song.
people
Sorry.
following the laws who'd like to get it today. There's a problem on our border, but yo, we can
People are
control
coming
it.
on the
Don't
stream
let it
thinking
go
I'm
on
talking
the
about
edge.
Antifa, and
Control
now
it.
they're listening to my remix of Ice Ice Baby. We already did the whole Antifa stuff, and we're just starting to wind down.
The system's still broken.
Ice, ice, baby.
And to truly deal with this issue, Congress needs
Ice, baby.
and that moment is now.
So apparent what the left is dumping. Let illegals in and get the Devo pumping. This is the point that we know you're making. Cooking up your vote like a pound of bacon. Telling them what they want to hear. You're so damn transparently clear. We got free stuff we want to give to you. All you got to do is now vote us through. Rolling, here comes a 5-0. You better run and hide or you'll have to go. Sanctuary city, I get all the pity. Did you hide? Hell no, I get set free. Kept on pursuing all this lunacy. The left pushes with the busted ideology. It's very clear, yo, what they really want, aka build that voter block. Illegals voting for Democrat weenies. It doesn't even matter if they're still in the teenies. Jealous, red winning all the time, bringing in hip bartenders, serving the Corona in the line.
Love that line.
Obstructing, yo, building the wall, cause the Trump gets a bill in 2020, they fall. It's immoral, you know, they like to say 5 years ago, it was A-okay. Obama is right, you know there is a crisis. Trump is wrong, cause he is a racist. Your hypocrisy and logic is whack. You think we're so damn stupid that we don't know jack. Thought police on the scene, you know what I mean. They censor us, promoting the fake news feeds. Problem on our border, but yo, we can control it. Build a bigger wall and let the agents
But
control
this
it.
is a bill that's largely consistent with the principles that I and the people on this
I am a
stage
self-proclaimed dork, so
common sense with.
But we will
yeah,
not
I think you
allow
will. I think you will.
generosity to be abused by those who would break
If
our
he isn't
laws.
Well, take heed,
assassinated.
because these words, they are pathetic. You're gonna lose again because you do not really get it. The good people of the US of A are thoroughly sick and tired of all the games you play. Cause many now taking the red pill and getting cured of all your crazy leftist ills. Freedom and liberty, it's a hell of a concept. We show the light, and they wanna get with this. It don't matter who you are when you come here legally from near and far. Help us make America great. File your paperwork, my friend, and then patiently wait. Keep the good Western values dear to your heart. Become a legal citizen and then do your part. There's a problem on our border, but yo, we can control it. Build a bigger wall and let the agents patrol it.
But we will not allow
That's
that's
largely
basically-
consistent with the principles that I and the people on this state
Ice, ice, baby.
I don't know if there's another verse.
First of all,
mass uncontrolled
Yeah, no, that's a
immigration
good
is
one.
especially unfair
Gotta get
to the
out of
many
here. Word to your
wonderful
mother.
law-abiding
Just wait,
immigrants
man.
already living here.
Sorry, my friend.
who followed the rules and waited their turn. Some
that
have
we
been
don't like
waiting
you.
for many years.
I'm
Some
such
have
a
been
dork.
waiting for
Just like the man
a
says.
long time. They've done everything
Just gotta
perfectly.
come in
I'm
legally.
okay with that.
And they're going to come in.
No,
At some point, they're going to come in.
I'm not a racist.
Many cases, very soon. We need them.
Yeah, do a rap remix to my Make Antifa Go Away. That's a good idea, man. I think I will. Okay, so all in all, that's kind of what I wanted to get that off the window. Talk about today. So yeah, down here, if you guys want to subscribe to me, this little banner, mine's at SJG Perspective. You can, oh, wait, yeah, you guys are seeing that. Down in here, lower right-hand corner, there, right in that general vicinity is some places you can go to me at. I don't really ever go to Gab much anymore. I'm really more on, you can subscribe to me on Patreon. I haven't fully wrapped that up to where I'm putting stuff up there yet because I haven't really had anybody go on there yet, but I'm not pushing a lot of the stuff yet because I've still just been setting stuff up. But anyways, so don't believe the BS that's going to be told you about this rally today. Please look deeper into it. Go find some of your news on parler.com on the homepage because they do a lot better on and follow Epoch Times, follow Laura Loomer, follow Gavin McGinnis, follow these guys over on Parler along with following me, and go to check out Justin Trouble's 3 shout-outs. Justin Trouble, I want you to go to his page to learn about and to hear about, especially you the first. If you have any questions about Antifa and you want to know all about him, Justin Trouble is a great source for that. Go to Drone Tech Politics. He's also another great source for smaller videos and shout-out or smaller video clips calling out the media, CNN, MSNBC, so on and so forth. He does an amazing job. Go to Robert Noer, Noerr, Robert Noer. He's a very good commentator on a lot what's going on in the news. And check out Rational Wrong Thinks. He also does some parodies. He's got a great channel. And again, please subscribe to me. And I appreciate everybody hanging out. I appreciate everybody watching. Keep your eyes on this, and we will do a follow-up tomorrow. I'll do a follow-up stream tomorrow on all this of what's gone down. It'll be interesting to see what happens today. I'm bummed out. I can't be there. With all of that said, it is SJG Perspective without fear or animus. I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out, and those who follow me, I really appreciate it. You guys have an awesome Saturday. Love you guys all, and we'll talk to you soon. Have a great day. All right, bye.